So welcome to episode 7 of Beyond the Rolls. I am Kevin. This is my co-host Kirk. And we can pretty much join in, you guys. I think they're connected right now. So,
hey guys,
Chad, Patrick.
Oh. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, guys? What's going on?
Not much.
Yeah, it would be nice if we were doing this in person, right? But
right.
So
right, we'll make it. We'll make sure we make it out there though one day. We got to do something in person to be fun.
Totally.
Yeah, come out like January 20th or something like that. So it's 20 below.
I might have a prior application that day. But
Right.
Yeah,
Usually you go south for the winter.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
Yeah, we could do that. Maybe we have to do like a on the road joint, podcast thing.
there you go.
That would be cool.
We can do that.
Hit up a bunch of like random diners or something like that.
Yeah, we
Make
just
sure
be
it's for
that would be
the
good.
yeah.
we just be foodies
Amen.
and just go on there.
Yeah.
And
We
comment.
just set
on
up at a
this.
diner and we all sit around and talk. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Can we have beer though? That's what I want to know. Can we have beer? So.
You saw what we brought for you today. Our last
Oh.
guest gave us a nice little gift, so we decided to keep it around for you, Kirk.
You've been holding out. That's I was hoping when I was there that we were gonna have beer, but unfortunately we didn't. So
Right.
You're gonna have to tell
There's
me.
always
what
that's what the next time's for, right?
Right.
That's the incentive.
Of course.
So I'm gonna start off, and we're gonna quiz a little bit about Patrick, get to know you a little bit better, kind of reverse the
Okay.
roles now. So
Yeah.
Patrick, outside sales. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously a little bit tougher now with things going on, but you're still out there beating the bushes. So you've been with Siser a little over a year. And
Yeah.
kinda,
Yep.
So just talk to us a little bit about what's going on in the world of Siser and what do you do? So
Yeah, for sure. So it's funny enough that you say outside sales because I feel like both of us realize when you get here, we're like a multi-versatile company. Everybody does a little bit of everybody's job, right? And it's just the way that we kind of interact with each other and we build the network within the network to make sure everybody's supported. We actually, ironically enough, we have a couple people out today just on vacation and they have some time off they got to kill before the end of the year. So I've been running an A&D for a little while, trying to make sure that we get some of our packaging out and stuff like that. But started a little over a year ago now, outside sales, and then it slowly came into doing a couple YouTube videos here and there. I mean, obviously, like we talked about on our episode, Joe has made this incredible platform for all of us to kind of be successful on in our own ways and shed light on everybody's particular, I would say, your strengths, right? And then, we came up with this concept of doing a podcast because why not, and ironically enough, when we came up with the concept, a couple days later, I'm floating on YouTube and I see this Beyond the Rolls podcast and I'm like, what the hell's going on, man? What is this? So it was one of those things that as we started to develop it, it was really cool because we knew that you guys were doing something similar to what we wanted to do. And we were able to kind of feed off of you guys and what you're doing well, what your strengths are and stuff on the podcast and able to kind of incorporate it. So much to the respect of Joe for building a social platform. I mean, really, you guys kind of anchored the idea for me in my head, at least at first, of really just going forward with the podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, and I gotta give you props because when I was out there, Patrick, you said you guys got to get that Beyond the Rolls going back again and get back at it. And so since then, we've kind of been on a run. This will be our third one we've shot.
Mm-hmm.
So we listened, we're
Nice.
back at it. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just super important for you guys, man. I mean, you guys are already pushing out such great content on your normal channels. It's this podcast thing. I really believe, and Chad and I have talked about this many times before, but just believe that this platform is just it's a growing platform. We're seeing as, I don't say radio's dying, but radio's kind of dying. People are going more towards the bigger podcasts or bigger names. But there's nothing here in our industry yet that's really, really concrete and good where people want to pay attention. So when you guys started your thing, I noticed people started paying attention. And for us, people are paying attention to what we're saying. And I just think it's a great way to educate people. So that's why I encourage you to keep going on,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really do think, especially, in this day and age, podcasts, anything virtual kind of,
Right.
It's going to be key, I think. And I think it's just going to be the way it's going to go, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you on that.
So Patrick, I heard you have a few kids.
Yes. Yeah, I got about a baker's dozen at this point.
A baker's dozen there. So.
No, I got three kids, 6, 3, and 5 months. She just turned 5 months.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
So, thank you. Yeah.
And so, that's obviously your family and stuff like that. Obviously, I've heard that you definitely you have another figure in your life that we're gonna hit that later, because I heard a little inside information. So.
Okay.
We're gonna come back to that.
Yep.
So, but
okay. All right.
So let's switch over to Chad. Chad, hello.
What's going on?
Hey,
how you doing,
much, man? I'm doing great. Nice to finally be able to talk to you on here.
You as well. Yeah. Thank you for having us.
How was Michigan growing up here? I see that you're from St. Clair Shores. Which
I did. I'm actually from Clinton Township, Michigan, but St. Clair Shores is not too far out. So gotcha. I spent a majority of my career working in St. Clair Shores, in and around the Metro Detroit area. It's kind of where we all, most of us grew up around here, except for Johan, who's from France, but he's Italian and
multicultural. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So was that a pretty small? You said township. That was a pretty small town then, or was it? Still...
Clinton Township's actually quite big. So Metro Detroit is, it varies. So it's funny thing about Michiganders. It's what we call ourselves, so that you can take note of that one too. But so Michiganders, we always consider ourselves east or west side, in regards to the Metro Detroit landscape. So a lot of what we deem west siders are on the west side or northwest side of Detroit. And then you have east siders, which are closer to the water, which is St. Clair Shores or Clinton Township and stuff like that. But as a whole, it's a big area. And Detroit actually is funny. It's because it's the downtown district is not that big. But the city limits of Detroit it's huge. So while it is the term township is kind of points towards desolate. It's actually quite big. So,
right on. And how's everything going this year? With we were talking, with everything going on and stuff. Trade shows really aren't a thing anymore. How have you been able to pivot away from trade shows, but still being able to kind of reach your audience and everything? Obviously, the
sure. So, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, obviously the podcast is helping.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's funny because I've kind of worn many hats throughout my career. The first being I was a customer service rep for a long time, and then I jumped into sales for quite a bit there. Went to a sales management leadership type of role, dialed back, went to a tech support role, went to a management and tech support, went into back into sales management and equipment sales. And then I jumped into the production side of things. So with that said, I came over to Siser right before this craziness hit, which was perfect timing.
About a week. I think it was literally like 1 week.
It was a week or two before.
Yeah, it does say March 2020. So yeah, you were dead on. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So I spent about 2 days in the office with this guy. And just getting my feet wet in here. And then it was like, okay, go home, work from home. So with that said, coming over to Siser, my responsibility is dealing more or less with the operation side of things, particularly to retail. So I'm our retail operations manager. However, just kind of like Patrick alluded, we're all Play-Doh here, right? Yeah. So we all do a variety of different things. Having that experience in my back pocket of so many notches on the tool belt has certainly benefited in my favor. However, this is a new market for me. So understanding the craft market and learning that has been a bit of a challenge, but we're getting there. But with that said, to your point with trade shows not being here, certainly the podcast has helped us create great content. Right now we're doing a fantastic little Halloween it's almost like a clue game for our customers.
I saw that.
So we're always evolving in Siser here. And as Patrick mentioned, huge kudos to Joe, but also Lily and Chris and everybody down here, Rob, Keith, that make part of the the marketing team and putting out great content. They're the brains behind it all. If they want to throw us in the camera, we can jump in here and there. But I think that they've really been a poignant part of our success here and continuing to get out content and reach our customers. So,
yeah, nice.
So Chad, I heard you're going to be expanding your family. Is that correct?
I am. Yes, I am. So we have a little one on the way in April. I've got a 2-year-old daughter. She's going to be 2 here 2 days. When is Thanksgiving? It's 25th or 27th?
I don't know.
It's just that day, right?
Yeah.
She was born on the 28th. So, so she's going to be 2, and we have a little one coming due in April.
That's awesome.
So exciting times.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you, guys.
So are you going to like race to see if you can get more than Patrick? I mean, is that kind of like the goal? Yeah.
No, I'm done. I'm done. We've collectively decided this pregnancy has actually been a little bit rougher than our first one. So my wife looked at me and she said, "Yeah, we're done." I said, "I'm cool with that.
I'm good. Yeah.
Two's fine. 2's a crowd. What do they say? 3's a crowd. 2's a crowd."
Yeah.
Yep.
3 is like changes the defense. That's what I heard. So once you go 2,
That's
man
true.
on man, and after that's 3, it's the defense.
That's
schemes.
all it is.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just outnumbered at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got a question. I'm going to shoot it at Patrick here. Just talk about how do you feel the garment industry, the decoration side of it, how do you feel is changing, or what's going to be happening in the future here? So.
Yeah, interesting enough, before, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, before I started at Siser, the only products I used for, my wife has a business, the only products I used were our products for a very long time. And that's kind of how I navigated into this world, right? So to understand from a crafter and a small business standpoint and see how decorated garments really play a factor, and just decorated apparel, substrates, everything play a factor in like our day-to-day, it's been really interesting to go to like trade shows and understand that this world is massive, is huge. So I think what you're going to see a lot more of moving forward, and again, I'm so new to this industry overall still, that I don't even, I barely have cut my teeth yet, but I really do see it going into everything, kind of going into a virtual platform. And I do think that a lot of decorated garment companies, screen printers, large format, people that have large format printers and sublimation, things like that, are going to see a lot more business, because I think our business is now shifting from on the shelf to now e-commerce. And I think things like online are going to take off. I mean, we're already seeing it with websites like Etsy, Pinterest to get ideas. Now Instagram just changed over to where you can actually sell directly on their platform through I think it's through Shopify, if I'm not mistaken. But all of these different platforms now that are offering this online virtual experience, I think people are going to start spending their marketing dollars into that version of how they sell, because you realize you don't have as much overhead, but also at the same time your marketing dollars is going directly into things like your SEO. You know what I mean? And it's going to start benefiting. And you guys have seen it. You guys have a large online platform and a presence. So it's one of those things that I think you're going to start seeing a lot of the smaller crafters with the integrations that like Instagram's using. You're going to see a lot more of them kind of selling, and you're going to start seeing an uptick in the success that people are having on those platforms for sure.
Yeah, well, we'll come at Patrick, because I do know also Big Commerce is going to be on Instagram too, because we just went on there. So.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice, dude. That's awesome.
So, but yeah, I agree with that. You're definitely going to see a shift on into the platforms and how people go to market. So
yeah, and it's just it's the changing. I think it's the changing of the tide. I think that a lot of people thought that you had to put a T-shirt on a shelf and people had to be able to feel the garment and be able to see what they be able to visually see what they wanted in person. And I honestly, over the pandemic, which is kind of interesting that we think about it, like over the pandemic, I'm buying a lot more online, which is now just traveling packages more and more across the country and more opportunities to get sick. But I've been finding that we've been buying so much on Amazon, and with Amazon, the return policy is incredible, where you just go to your local Kohl's or you go to your local UPS store and you can return it. It's like most people are using that kind of as their online or their retail their retail shopping space now. They buy a couple of shirts. If they don't like a couple, they send them back right away. and you're getting your dollar back instantly. Whereas before it was like, okay, well, it's going to take 2 weeks for you to get paid back, your return and all of that kind of stuff. So I think that's why we're seeing more of a shift for larger companies like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So as obviously we know this industry is continuing to grow, continuing to take off and everything. That means that obviously you guys need to be on the forefront of coming up with new products, new materials.
Yeah.
Chad, do you want to speak a little bit about just kind of like your process on like what factors go into like, I want to bring this new product in, or let's try this new material, or
Yeah. They say, hey, Chad, do this. And I say, hey, Patrick, give me a hand.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, but honestly, we do for most, if not all of our research, we actually bring it in-house into our hands. And I think the reason that we do that is it's a strategic approach that we want to be able to feel what the end user is going to feel. So whenever we're testing a product, we bring it in-house. So like Brett will come to me and he'll say, hey, I've got stuff to print on. Would you mind printing this? So, for the printable side of things, typically that'll come to me first. I'll do it through whatever machines we have in-house here. We'll dictate what profiles we use, what rip software we use, what color management we use. And then from that point, I usually would give it to our technical support team, who's headed by Tracy Pritchett. And she kind of does more of the R&D side of things as to where the wash testing, the weedability of the product, the hand of the product. So we actually have a great team here. It's something that we're actually in the middle of improving for more of a digital cross-reference system. We're using like a Google Doc system right now, but we're considering other systems to where we can track specific product as to where the date it was given to, who has it currently. It's more organizational software, but it's funny that you guys brought this up because we're in the middle of actually doing that. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, we've always been on the forefront of things at Siser, and I can't say good enough things about the team here and their willingness to get their hands on a product, play with a product, so that if we consider putting our name as an affiliate, if it's not a product that we manufacture, it's got to be something that we can put our name behind, and our brand is so strong and we believe in it so strongly, and it has to be something that we can back. So I think that all of that stuff does tend to come in-house, and it's very strategic on how we approach it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we definitely like it. I mean, truly product launch after product launch is consistent.
Oh yeah.
It's good. I really can't recall like when there's been issues or anything like that. So it's great. So
yeah, thank you.
Well, a lot of the reason too, not to interrupt you, so I apologize, but Adam Sneath is somebody that I think when we're getting ready to launch a product, I mean, he's the one that's working up those emails that you get as a distributor, right?
Yep.
And resellers get, and he really is at a decent command center where he's at, where he's making sure that information that we have now, because just as well as anybody else that you get some of these newer products in, I mean, it gets convoluted with testing after wash after wash, and you're just trying to find a way to encompass all of that. So Adam does an incredible job at wording those documents and setting those documents up so where they're user friendly, the readability is easy, so you can really start pushing it out. So I mean, I attribute too on the tail end of launches that Adam is really, really on top of it, and a lot of the artwork. If you ever see the artwork that's attached, a lot of that artwork is actually Adam will come up with some of that stuff. So he's definitely that's the multi-versatile. That's my word for today. Multi-versatile way that Adam shows his strengths here for sure.
I was just gonna say, going into the future and everything, we're in Q4 right now. For everything, 2021's just on the horizon. You guys have any like sneak peeks? Anything you guys can let us know about? New products? Anything?
Can I give us one tidbit? Our viewers, one tidbit for 2021.
Yep.
A
keyword or something.
I can give one little tidbit.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead? Because I usually get in trouble with this. I give away too
Chad will say stuff and he gives way too much information. Well, I mean, we have patterns. Obviously, we're always working to improve our patterns. But we'll just say in 2021, the only hint I'll give you is it's sticky.
Fair enough.
That's
it. It's sticky. I didn't say whether it sticks on a garment, a wall, or anything. It's sticky.
Yeah. We're talking free Siser stickers with every purchase order now.
Free sticker.
Oh, really? Nice.
That's what I heard you guys.
Yeah.
do.
No, yeah, that's
No, we're always working to obviously improve our company and improve our product line, because there's people that like you guys that are dependent on us coming out with new things so that you can push more product and all that kind of stuff. But it's funny enough is that a lot of the products that we come out with sometimes are just kind of on a whim. We catch light of something, or Tracy will find something, or be talking to somebody, and it's just, you figure it out as you go. And I think our home base over in Italy, they're incredible at coming up with these insane products that, whether they're reflective or they're twinkle or the sparkle or, easy subly. It's just all of these different things, but a lot of them happen very fast, and so to say that there's something specific coming out, nothing really that's super new that's going to come out that we can necessarily talk about, but there's nothing really super new that is going to that's not going to be an improvement on something else. But there are a couple of things that obviously I can't talk about due to the fact that Johan will probably beat me up. I called him Dad on one podcast, and now I have a paper behind my desk that says Dad's always watching with a guillotine on it. So
that's perfect. We were going to talk about how Johan called you. You called him Dad. So
yeah. I did. I called him Dad on a podcast, and it was, the funny thing is it was completely out of respect for him, because Johan is very much is the kind of person that he understands that he'll push you out of the nest and give you these tasks, but he's not the kind of person that's going to follow. He doesn't micromanage. He's not going to follow up with you every 5 minutes, right? Yeah. To see if you get it done. But what he's curious to see is how you can deal with the adversity, and so I attribute that a lot to the way a dad, as a father myself, how I, raise my kids, and that I'm always telling them to do things, but I want to see how they're going to react to it, or how they're going to move forward from that. And it didn't go over super well, because he called me, which I'm glad I missed the call. He called me that night. He was on the night that the podcast episode aired, he was listening to his truck, and he goes, "Dad, you called me Dad? You aged me by like 40 years. You called me Dad on the podcast?" So now it's just this running joke in the office that Johan's dad. So
I consider Johan, like a brother. So I guess that means like I'm your uncle. So then I'd be like,
there it is.
I mean, that's kind of cool. I've also been told by Johan to correct you and to tell you not ever say that again. So
yes.
We'll just have to cut that segment.
All right, perfect. We will.
No, back to your guys' question though. I think that one thing that Siser's always done is always been able to look towards the future.
Right.
And while we can't necessarily give a strong hint other than it's sticky, fans of Siser or customers of Siser or people that have followed us, I think they know that with Siser, there's always something on the horizon.
Right.
And there's always something new and always something innovative.
Yeah.
So I would just say stay tuned.
Yeah.
That would be my.
We're always staying tuned. I'll just check you on right now and say, all right, you gotta give me a scoop. So.
Say Patrick called you Dad again.
Yeah.
Chad did try to correct him, but
I like it.
Uncle Kirk.
Yeah. Now it's like I feel we're all related now. We're all.
That's good. I'm okay with it, man. I'm okay. I actually something you'll be proud of me, Kirk, for. Since our episode aired, we were talking about how you're obviously an avid runner and marathoner and just the stuff that you guys do in the office of the team working out. Maybe just a small bit a day where you're getting out and being active together. I started 11 days ago. I started intermittent fasting to kind of work on myself and improve myself every day. And I'm proud to announce I'm 24 pounds down as of my doctor's appointment 2 days ago after like 11 days. So a lot of that I attribute to you and you telling us your story about why you even are so charitable in the first place. It kind of made me feel the same way of like, if I can do it, why can't the next guy do it too? And so it's just something I've been able to show my kids and my family and stuff like that. So I feel really good. So thank you for kind of mentioning that to us on the podcast. That's something you do, because I definitely took it for sure.
That's awesome, and congratulations to you. That's fantastic. So
yep. And the cool thing about being an uncle too is you're not afraid to slap your nephew
True.
around once in a while. It's
Yeah.
a little different when you're your dad. It's like it's your kid, you know. But
Next time
it's
I'm
just
out
the
there, I
nephew.
can just, you know.
Exactly.
That's it.
So I think we're ready to let's learn a little bit more personally about about these guys. I
Yeah.
think. So
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
so
Guys, what's your favorite beer? I see like is that M43? That's
This is M43 here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's-
this is M43, so this is locally made. Honestly, I'm bad at this. My favorite beer is the either the generic answer is the next one or the one that's cold.
I like that.
nice.
nice,
So-
nice.
I've never heard that answer actually before, and I've worked in a beer bar for like 4 years. So
Yeah. I'm traditional, man. I'm a Bud Light guy. That's my thing, or Corona. If it's real hot, Corona and lime is really good.
So you like hot
That's it.
Corona or Bud Light?
That's it. Yeah. No, if
Gross.
it's hot out.
Gross.
I'm saying. Come on, man. Give me a break, dude. I can't say anything without him saying something.
Well, actually, it's funny because that is the only beer that I don't like is Bud Light. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't like
Oh,
it.
wow.
It's disgusting.
Hey, favorite moment at Caesar or at a trade show?
I'll let you go first on that one.
ISS Atlantic City about 3 years ago. The company I was working for at the time, I had broke the record for equipment sales. So I think I sold 10 large format printers and I want to say 14 cutters, 24-inch cutters.
Wow.
nice.
So, I mean, for a trade show, I guess that was my proudest moment. It's
Wow.
kind of cheesy, though.
It's pretty
It
good.
should be something more inspirational, like, hey, developed a good relationship, or but off the cuff, that's fine.
Do you have a nice suit on?
I'm sorry.
Oh, so did you have a nice suit on or what?
No, I think I was wearing the same thing as everybody else.
Yeah.
I just smiled more.
Probably the same
There you
thing
go.
you're wearing right now.
There you
Yeah,
go.
maybe.
Could be.
What's your proudest moment?
I
or your favorite moment, not your
favorite
proudest moment.
So I have two of them. My favorite moment, one's kind of funny, is watching. We were in Long Beach. We rented an Airbnb for Long Beach last year, and watching Brett try to dunk on a 10-foot rim. He was like, Brett's the kind of guy which I love, and I say this because he's my boss and he knows it's all I love. He's the kind of guy, he has so much confidence going into anything that like even if it's failure, it's confident failure, right? Like it doesn't matter. So he's like, looking at this rim. He tried it a couple times. Like, I bet you I can make, the behind the house there was this like tennis court that was attached to the house. And he's like, I bet you I could throw this into that basket right now. And he was just trying, and or I'm sorry, Joe was doing it, and then he goes, I bet you I could do this first try. And he drained it first try. Okay, so then he's like, I bet you I could dunk on this rim. And I was like, Brett, there's no chance. There's absolutely zero chance you're going to do this. So he's like, okay, well, we'll try it. And he tried probably 4 or 5 times, but it's like every single time he did it, the reason why it's my favorite moment, every single time he did it, he got more and more confident as he got further and further away from the net. So it's just that confidence is incredible. But no, I honestly, my favorite moment at Caesar so far, and I know this is a little sentimental, and Johan knows this, I think Brett knows this too, is like the industry that I came from previously to Caesar, which we've all talked about many times before, but I did mortgages, and being in that industry for me was just completely dead end. Although I was successful in that industry and I really liked it and I built a ton of relationships, it was just kind of a dead end industry for me, and I didn't see how I was going to be able to advance my career. And it was just that came into depression and anxiety and a lot of different things. And, I sat down and I was basically put through the ringer when I interviewed. I interviewed with every major, every boss that we have. We don't do titles, but every boss that we have upstairs in this company. And, my favorite moment was probably when I finally got the phone call, because it was about a month and a half after I actually interviewed the first time. And it was a real long process. Got the phone call from Brett, and he told me basically, hey, we'd like to extend an offer of the job, and we talked a little bit about what that entails and the details, and I pushed back just a little bit. I just pushed back just a little bit, and he said, you know what, I'll call you and let me see, I'll call you right back, let me see what I can do. And at that time he talked to Johan about the particular subject we were on, and he called me back and he said, yeah, man, this is what I can do for you. And just the fact that he took the time, although I was already put through the ringer and they were giving me, a job that many people had applied for. The fact that he still called me back after he told me, hey, I'll call you back. And he didn't balk at my suggestion or what we were having a conversation about. And everybody brought me in with open arms, and didn't basically put a target on my back, because I was this guy that knew a lot about our products coming in, and I tried not to show how much I knew right away, that fear that I would have that happen, and everybody was so welcoming. That to me was probably my favorite moment so far, and I'll probably take that, and it's very sentimental to me, but I'll probably take that for my entire career, and just know that this company took a chance on me when I needed it the most, and it's been, it's definitely felt like I've been here for 30 years already, just the relationships I've built. So
yeah, we'll have better answers for you next time.
yeah.
No, I like, come to think about it, I was thinking while you were talking, probably my favorite moment here so far was my boss, Dave Wheatley, who's been on our show before.
Yeah.
We went out to
The Silver Fox.
We went out to lunch. I don't know, it was probably about a month ago, and we went over to Michael's, one of the Michael's retail stores, just to see what it looked like, what our floor space looked like, because obviously it depends store to store, but putting in all the hard work and then actually going and seeing that product in stores, it put a big smile on my face, knowing that I had a lot to do with that, and knowing that it continues to grow, and our floor space continues to grow, and our relationship continues to grow. So I would say that was my proudest moment, probably walking in there with the guy that helped develop this relationship. Me, who was just a little guy on the map, but helped build it up a little bit, and both of us walking in together and seeing what we had there in the display, it was that was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think you told me, you asked me what was my favorite Siser moment, and I actually just came back to me, and I remember it was Johan was trying to recruit me, and he transferred warehouse to sell Siser Easyweed. And I remember we were walking in New Orleans at SGIA, and we're walking from breakfast down out in New Orleans. And I kept on seeing Siser, and Kathleen was with. And finally, Kathleen looked at me. She goes, "It's Siser." She goes, "Say it right or don't say it at all." So that was like my best moment. I remember I was not even a customer or anything like that. And she's just like, "Say it like this," and I was like, "Okay." So
it's Siser. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Kathleen has the most passion about this company, man, than anybody in this building, dude. She like eats, sleeps, and breathes this. So for her to correct you like that, it meant something.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it was funny.
For sure.
So what was the craziest thing you guys have ever seen decorated? Doesn't have to be like what was it, what was the decoration, but like craziest thing you've ever seen, like your heat transfer vinyl pressed on, put on.
I got two of them.
I don't have a particular item, but I used to teach a class on wide format printing, and the craziest thing I heard of was someone used the same piece of mask, because it's not a great sales pitch, but you can reuse mask if you have it for digital printing. Someone used the same piece of mask 22 times on a digital transfer.
Really?
So it was the craziest,
wow.
the craziest I heard.
Wow,
that's pretty.
That's
neat.
Incredible. I always find, actually, not necessarily what we come up with here, but a lot of our end users and folks who use our products, it's weird, man, because like when we do our testing, we have some pretty intricate designs that we like to use to test, because we got to make sure that no matter if you're going around a rounded edge, a 90-degree angle, 180-degree angle, small, tiny little detail or big detail, like you got to make sure that product's going to hold up, right? But I've seen some people, actually I just showed you on our Latin American team.
Yeah,
if you don't follow Siser Latin America or Siser America Latino, either one on Instagram, the stories that they put out on their Instagram of some of their end users that use our material, I've never seen anything like it. And it almost to me looks like, every time somebody puts something out, almost looks like it's screen printed. Actually, matter of fact, this background, we took a little piece from each of our sides of our business. So we wanted a little bit from Italy, we wanted a little bit from our Latin American team, and this arrow design that's in here on our background is actually something that I stole from them, or we took from them, that they made in this really cool printable just wall graphic. But yeah, it's incredible to see. So that those guys, I mean, just whoever they're following is incredible. And then there's one that people can see, it shows a lot Joe Piazza usually brings the Walter White shirt.
Yep.
And this Walter White shirt on our page, you can see it, and you got to go way back in the OG posts, or at least my time here. But this Walter White shirt looks like it's screen printed. And actually, there was a lot of controversy around this shirt when he originally posted it, because nobody believed that this was possibly heat transfer vinyl because of all of the small, tiny like blast detail that was in it. And maybe we'll send that to you if you want to throw it up on there. But this Walter White T-shirt was probably one of the craziest that I've ever seen.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great. That was I remember that, also seeing that. So yeah, it's definitely some cool stuff.
I remember the headlines waking up that morning with the controversy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it got pretty heated, man, for sure.
So, well, again, we want to appreciate you guys coming on, reciprocating back and forth. Obviously, we excited that you guys have been our guests this time.
Yeah.
I think we have some agendas for the next few as far as 2021 little golf challenge. And over that time we'll be able to both sit down and we'll have a live podcast where we all could be together. So
yeah, let's do it in person next time.
Yep, in person and everything else. That's exciting. I think that's what we'll look forward to. And obviously, I don't want to have Brett cry when they lose in golf, but we might have. So. But
you said it's a scramble, right?
Yeah, scramble.
Yeah,
so best ball ever. That stuff. So.
I'll Google what that is after this.
Yeah, Kevin's gonna go study that.
Yeah.
So, but always a pleasure with you guys being on, and like I said, we value the relationship we have with Siser and what we've been doing, and we're excited about the future. And obviously, the sneak peek. Hopefully, we're gonna get a little bit more coming sooner, but
something sticky. It's gonna be fly paper.
Fly paper could be, maybe that would be it.
Could be.
That's actually exactly what it's just fly paper, guys.
Just
all we're making.
All right. So.
No.
So.
But thank you guys. Thank you guys for having us. It's been fun. It's interesting being on this side of things. As you can see, we've got a new setup here, so if we're moving around a little bit, it's just we're not used to this.
Yeah.
So it's like what Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands thing.
Oh yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
Right
so, but no, in all honesty, thank you guys for having us on. Hopefully, like I said, next time I can be in person.
Yeah.
Hopefully, all this technology holds up and this episode comes out.
Yeah. Right.
But we appreciate the time, and we're glad to do it.
Definitely. So if our viewers, if anybody wants to check out your guys' podcast, where can they find that?
So we're at the Decor8 Podcast everywhere. That's DECOR, the number 8, just like our Decor8 magazine. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on, where else? Twitter, Instagram. Pretty much everywhere where you can get podcasts, we're on. We're on Spotify. You can tell Amazon Alexa, play the Decor8 Podcast, and they'll play it for you. So
try that.
Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're available. Our video version, again, is on YouTube. That's our main channel. And then also on our Facebook this week, we're just doing a cool Halloween giveaway. By the time this comes out, we're going to actually probably be into our 7 weeks of Christmas giveaways. So our 7 weeks, basically through November to Christmas, we're doing a bunch of giveaways every single week. And there's big prizes, as heat presses and potentially Xboxes and stuff like that in there too. So you can go over to our main page at Siser North America on Facebook, or follow us on our Siser North America support group on Facebook as well.
Well, not only that, real quick, just to add on to that, but yeah, if we can, obviously you guys, thank you for the promotion, but if you can share this with us, we can share it to our platform.
Yeah.
If we get to over 500 views on this video throughout the whole month of December, Patrick will wear a Santa Claus costume for all podcast purposes.
I didn't know that was going to happen, but I guess I'm wearing a Santa Claus costume.
It's good incentive.
I like it. I think we'll make sure it gets to 500, won't we?
Yeah.
So
I'll do it.
I'm gonna start telling all my friends and family they're watch this. So
I love it.
Right.
Yeah, obviously I think we got to get mics like you guys. Like I feel like it's a little challenge. We got to so.
That's what I was gonna say after this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I want to sweep.
Yeah,
sweep.
we'll talk offline. We'll set you guys up.
Like I said about with golf, if you can't look the part, or if you can't play it, dress the part. So
Right.
That's what we do here.
Exactly.
So, well, again, guys, it's been great.
Cool.
Look forward to the next time. And it's gonna
Awesome.
be
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
All right.
All right. See you guys.
Cool.
And see you guys later.